Thank you, Madam Chair. Uh, Ms. Vogel, I'm going to continue with you for just a minute, and that is, as Senator Smith has indicated and has talked a little bit about, I really think it's important to talk about the USDA 502 pilot program and the reason why it was successful there within north central South Dakota. You're talking about a rural area, and you're talking about an area which is on the reservation, which means that a lot of the land is in tribal trust. And since it's in tribal trust, is that one of the reasons why we're really looking for a local understanding of what it means to be able to get a mortgage and how you actually get title to the land and so forth? Can you talk about that a little bit in terms of how critical this particular 502 lending program is and how it might impact other tribal trust land areas as well?
Yeah, I think it goes back to relationship lending, and all CDFIs are based off of relationship lending. So while tribal trust has its complexities, it's really about the CDFIs walking alongside with their customers down to the BIA Realty office to begin processing the paperwork. Instead of me remaining in my desk and sending my client down the path of where they should go next, we actually walk with them through that process. And so the relationships that we hold on the ground, taking donuts to the realty officer so they speed up the TSR certification process, it's all a little trick of the trade and the importance of us being here and understanding what it means to develop homes within our community. So yes, on the ground is important. Understanding how homeownership affects community development, ultimately economic development, is important to that. Tribal trust is complex, but anybody can do it if you're willing to invest in your community.
The Four-Bands Community Fund, which is the name of your organization, tell me, because I think there's a lot of folks out there that maybe don't understand how small we really are. How many folks actually work? How many lenders do you have? How many staff members do you have there?
I have 8 staff members, 9 including myself, but really just 3 that are working on the lending side because we offer the technical assistance and the program development. We have more team focusing on the education components within the community.
We talk about first generation individuals that are actually getting involved in financial institutions and lending. Can you share a little bit about the challenges of moving from a cash economy to one in which you have a relationship with a lender, and the expertise and the walking through the steps of what you do for an individual member or family when they come in? Just an average family in terms of somebody on the res, they're in the ag community or whatever, and they come in and they're looking for a way to try to get into a home or to start a business. What do you find in terms of the challenges they face?
I mean, the first thing is just lack of infrastructure. So, you have a daycare or a Head Start teacher, a cook, a grandma that's caring for 3 children. She walks into the building and says, I want to buy a home for my goal is to retire and take care of my 3 grandchildren. And the first thing she does is find land to put the house on. And the hard part is getting electric, water, sewer, and things like that. So what we're asking individuals in rural economies to do is to develop piecemeal the infrastructure needed to grow the economies. And it's difficult for them because that's an outside cost of the loan to value. Generally, the infrastructure improvements aren't included in loan to value in traditional financial institutions. So CDFIs can adjust and view those as part of the loan to value. It really is just that small town relationship building, but our average AGI is 27,000, which is, half of what the state of South Dakota is earning. So a lot of our families are looking to be brought into their mainstream financial institutions, and that takes money and time. And that's what John Holtzclaw was advocating for, of funding the CDFI fund at the level it's needed, so then the money can trickle out to us and support our administrative costs to provide the services that are needed within our communities. It's all part of the system. Right.
No, that's okay. Look, I know I'm going to run out of time, but I want to get to one more question for sure. Private companies, including larger banks, are partnering with CDFIs across the country to make a social impact on distressed communities or communities that have got, first generation borrowers. Ms. Vogel, could you discuss how larger private financial institutions like Wells Fargo in South Dakota are partnering with native CDFIs like yours to increase access to capital?
Yes, and that was also mentioned in John's testimony of saying we leverage every dollar of federal investment is leveraged, at least 12 times with different investments. So we're going after different pots of funding through corporate investments like Wells Fargo to build back, the business economies and community economies that we're operating within.
Great. So you have a partner there. This is an opportunity to perhaps get more of the private lenders actively involved where they literally don't find a path forward right now.
Right, and foundations. We have a historic lack of investment in philanthropy in the rural Native regions, and so we need philanthropy and corporations to step up.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. And once again, thanks for putting together this particular committee hearing today. I think this is really important, and this is one area where we absolutely can make a difference. And this is bipartisan in nature. And I think, Chairman Smith, I really do appreciate your leadership on this and your interest in finding a path forward that really would make a difference in a lot of our rural areas.
Thank you so much, Senator Round.